You right?
Yeah, man, you alright?
I'm always alright.
Are you actually alright? Is alright though, or is it something that you fucking put on, man?
Yeah. Well, enacting it out, the results are that I am.
Well, do you think then, because you are one of the most people that are too laid back and chill and not give a fuck, and I've always just known that about you. But now I'm older, I think he's really fucking biting his nails, but he just puts on the face that he don't give a fuck. But are you telling me that you cope yourself into then not giving a fuck because you can convince yourself by your own words of like, yeah, it'll work itself out.
Now the thing is, I don't have to fucking think or try to not give a shit. I'm just that distracted. I just forget to care.
Oh man, that's a blessing. I'd love that privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's class. That's kind of like what I do
To-
with like politics. I don't get involved in it, so none of it bothers me.
I've said it to people before, man. Like keeping. I don't know if I said it last week or if I said it to someone else, but like keeping a grudge. No, it weren't you. I think I said it to someone else, but obviously that guy that worked on my car years ago and just fucking let me down for like 3 years. My car just got fucking abandoned and I had to go and pick it up. Well, I ended up just speaking to him like a couple of years ago about something, and he jokingly said like, "Yeah, I could do that for you," but like he meant it, but in a jokey way of like, yeah. And I was just chatting to him, and he years ago he was kind of my fucking like mortal enemy because my car was just fucked, and you know what I mean. And everyone knew what had happened. There's like hundreds of people fucking slating him. But I just chatted to him. But my dad was like, I said it to my dad. He was like, "Oh, he said he could fucking do it," and he went, "Yeah, fucking dog it to him." And I went, "No, obviously I wouldn't use him." But he was like, "Don't even fucking talk to him like you meant to hate him." And I thought, yeah, but I forgot. Like I'm over it now. It would take more energy to hold the grudge because I'd have to be thinking about it. But it's past. Like I forgot. Like to just put the time and energy into fucking hating someone. I'd rather just forget and move on.
I don't know with me. I know I don't hate someone for the sake of not liking them. Like I genuinely do. I think give people a fair shot. Like if everyone's saying this person's a dickhead, obviously I'll be cautious going in thinking like I've got pre-expectations of this person and they might be a dickhead compared to just meeting them blind, if you will. But I do give people a fair shot. Like if he's all right with me, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like in a sense, if he's been a dickhead and hurting people I don't know, then I'm not gonna like him just from that shit. But if he's just everyone just thinks he's a bit of a twat or he's arrogant or whatever, and I just think, well, let me see what I think of him. You know what I mean? Like let me fucking find out. So, but then I feel like if people have pissed me off, I don't know if I let them off the hook as easy. Like I do can't. I used to. I don't really hate anyone to know anymore. Like no one's really wronged me where I'm like got a grudge against someone. So I can't say for sure. I don't know if I'm emotionally mature that way, but if I didn't like someone back in the day, like they would just stay not liked. To be fair, I wouldn't grow out of it. I wouldn't think, live and forget. I'd be nah, fuck that person, man.
It's a it's kind of a judge a character thing and like learn from the mistakes. Obviously, I'd never use him to work on my car again. But if I just fucking bumped into him at a car show or something, I wouldn't like shooting some daggers. You know what I mean? If I bumped into him, I'd fucking speak to him because
Yeah,
you get what you take from it. Like if you know someone's in an office, if you know someone's two faced or a bit of a snake, like you might not share any gossip with them, but you don't have to fully avoid them. It's like just use what you know to navigate the waters. You know what I mean?
yeah. I remember telling you. I don't think I've ever said it on the podcast. But I remember telling you I used to work with a guy, right? And I can't remember his last name now. It's something like Zach Morris or something like that. Whatever his fucking name is that I used to work with. If you're listening, somehow this gets to you, man, you're a fucking cunt. And you know you are. You're a fucking cunt, man. He was the worst person to me. And I was like 18, 19. I just got a job at like an aerospace company. And he was a twat to me purposely. Like, he even just say, like, yeah, it'll get like hairs in your chest type of thing. And he was like, about 5 years older than me, but he'd been in the army, and because he was just like a little twink fucking no one himself, he used to say like, yeah, they used to make me like get on like my knees, hands and knees with like a pair of small scissors and cut a whole football field level. And he was like, "So I'm basically giving you that same fucking corporal punishment type of thing for just because you thought he'd make he'd make me a good worker." But really, he just got a sense of authority and just started punching down because now he's got a taste of power. And I fucking hated him. And I used to say to him like, "But I used to just think like, if I see you outside of work." Like I ain't gonna say hello. If he comes up to me and says, "Oh, you're right," I'm gonna just drop the fucking nut on him. Like if I would have seen him outside of work, I would have punched him. He was a twat. And I remember once I got asked to do a bit of overtime. And I said, I don't know, because I used to get two buses there. I used to have to start at 6 in the morning and finish at 2. And I was like, getting back and stuff, like, I don't want to be working later because I'm leaving the house at 3 in the morning. And then he was like, I'll give you a lift back. And I was like, fine. And on the way back, he just like started laughing. He just went, "You don't like me, do you?" And I looked at him and I thought, I could just be like, nah, like you pissed me off. And I just went, honestly, I was like, if I saw you outside of work, I'd chin you. And I actually just told him, and he said he respected me afterwards for it. But that was one part. Like I couldn't have let that grudge pass up. I couldn't if I was just outside and he went, "Oh, you're right, mate," and I'd like come to shake my hand, I'd chin him. I wouldn't have shook his hand. I would have actually just I would have jawed him. I hated him. He was a prick. There's no way I could be like, "Yeah, let's move on. Let's forget that's work. Like this is like real life." Fuck that person, man.
Yeah,
Fuck him.
there's some people in your mind that you can't even muster up a little lie to just keep it like, "Nah, nah," like,
Yeah, couldn't
you
stand
know, you
him.
don't but there's some way you gotta it's like your opportunity to lay it out there, eh?
Yeah, there weren't a redeeming thing. It weren't like, "Oh, we're both in the shit here, son, so I have to kind of pass that down to you." Like, I have conversations with my boss now, and he's a pretty good boss. And like, if I feel like they're taking the piss, I'll say like, "Oh, I think you're putting a bit too much on me there." Like, you say I'm like one of your best, but then you're trying to like burn me out. Like, I can have those conversations with him. And he basically will explain to me at times that, like, look, from higher up, I've been handed a shit sandwich, so I've kind of got to share the shit sandwich out. You know what I mean? Like, he will explain that type of stuff to me. Um, but if you're just being a prick because you think it's easy, and I've had this shit for years and been bullied in the army and all this type of stuff, so now I've got a bit of power and I'm going to make this cunt miserable because I've been through it. Fuck you, man.
Yeah, I'm more likely to I'll bring it up, but usually when it's already boiled over, so I'm more likely to just walk out or quit on the spot, or you know
Get
what
a
I mean? Like
drone.
I'll give it yeah, I'll give it a couple of chances of, like fucking this ain't very fair, you know what I mean? Or I'll speak to someone private, but usually
Yeah.
I'll push it down until I'm eventually just like, fuck this, I'm going, you know what I mean? Or I ain't doing it, you know what I mean? Like rather than have a little conversation, I'll just go a bit too fucking critical and just fucking walk or
See,
something.
I do that, and on their side of it, like their appearance, it would seem like it's out of nowhere, like I've hit a boiling point. But that's because I've not said something. So to them, it seems like I've just snapped. Like, what's
Yeah.
up with him? He was fine last week. But then I realise like I need to start saying something because they might prevent it from getting to that point. And sometimes it has worked, and they've taught me off the ledge, if you will. And I've stayed working there for a couple more years, and I just thought nothing's changed. I'm off. And sometimes it has actually made it a better experience, and I'm like glad I've said something. But I would be one to just think, fuck it. I remember once I was like 18, 19. I just phoned you. I just started a job day one. I said, yeah, I said, yo, man, just come pick me up. I'm done with this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. I forgot about that one.
I was like, I'm done with this shit. I started it. They just realized they just opened. I was like 18, 19. We needed a fucking job. And they just opened like a big supermarket, like a retail park. And it opened day one. And I started the job, and it was me and this dude that was probably like 50. He was like, yeah, you two are like buddying up together, you're doing all your jobs together today and that type of shit. And I think I started like 8 a.m. and it was about 3:30 or 4 o'clock or something. And then the manager like came past whatever, and then the dude that was really like the 50-year-old bloke at the time, and just he said like, "Oh, when do me and Dan get to go for our like lunch?" And he just went, he like went like that. And then he was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You don't get lunch." And I was like, "Oh." And he was like, "Yeah, if you want lunch, it's at like I don't know, like 6 p.m. or something." And he was like, "But we finish at 6:30." He was like, "That's when lunch is." And then that guy went, "Fuck this, man." He was like, "I ain't having that." And he like left. And like I was still in the aisle, and I was like stacking shit on the shelves, man. And he just got up off his knees and just walked out the fucking shop. And I looked at the back of his head for a bit, and I was like, I'm going with him. I was like, why am I putting up with that shit? Like, that's what you're meant to do. Like, I ain't put like so. I would probably, if it weren't him, I probably would have just stayed in that and been miserable for ages. And thought, man, no, like I'll never get lunches and those type of stuff. Like, I'm just working like 9 hours straight without a break and that type of stuff. But I saw like, fuck it. He's like much older than me, and he's like, I don't know what he is. He could be homeless now, you know what I mean? It probably don't work out
Yeah,
for him, maybe. But I thought like, I'm young, I could just get a job, you know what I mean? I just felt like if he's walking out and thinking, fuck this, like, he's been in the workforce more than me. Like, this clearly isn't a normal circumstance. I was like, fuck it. And I just literally walked out, and then I just found you and said, yo, come and grab me, man. I ain't going back. I don't even tell him I was going. Neither did that dude. We just fucking walked out. That was it.
yeah, but it's probably a fucking occurrence there, regular, weren't it?
Yeah, well,
I've walked
it's
out of a
shut
couple
now.
of things. I've walked out a couple of times, but I've always had some backing up. I've always had a little fucking backup plan where it's made it more feasible. So I've thought if this gets worse, I've got that backing me up. I'll just fucking leave.
Yeah.
But it's harder to just not know what you're gonna do next.
Back then we was like 18, 19, so I was still at home, even though like I did need a job. But
Yeah,
now I don't know if I could do that because like, bills and stuff, you can't really afford not to have a job, you know what I mean? In today's fucking thing. But when you're at home and you're like 18, can maybe take liberties and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd I would struggle to just think, fuck it now and just leave. And like I almost have. And I've even like spoke to Stacey about it at times and just been like, fuck, I'm miserable, man. And then she's kind of just said, like, if you want to, like, I'll sort of support us. And it ain't like I'm bringing it up to her to get her to say that either. Like, she just knows sometimes I've had to just deal with shit. And even with like her, sort of like, it's okay. Like, we can, because I weren't sure whether I was going to have a job by like maybe even around this time last year, to be fair. And like when it all started, and then she was like looking like, yeah, we'd be all right if you didn't, we can cover us and that type of stuff. So even knowing that, and I still haven't, I don't think I could. Well, I said it. We spoke about it like last week that too much another thing. I'm too anxiety riddled not know nowadays like where my next paycheck's coming from. Like I can't live like that in this life. When I was like 18, 19, like I said, it's fine. I didn't really have a career, you know what I mean? You are doing like little retail jobs and stuff here and there, but now like, you've got a built up career and we're in our 30s. I don't know. It feels more harsh. It's just like fuck this. I respect people that can do it, but
yeah,
I can't.
but yeah, it kind of full circles back round to me and like my situation where I just kind of ride the wave, man, and let it sort itself.
Yeah, I wish
Like
I could be like that, man.
when I was getting the house, man, and I was like, yeah, because we put an offer in on this house before, like I was out of work, and I went, yeah, man, I've sold my house and I've put an offer in on this one. They've accepted it, and you were like, the fuck are you gonna do then, man? You ain't got a job, like, and I went, I'm just gonna fucking see what happens, man. I hope it sorts itself out. And you were like, fuck, man, I'd hate to be you.
Yeah, I was stressed for it. I was like, I'd hate to be in that situation. Like, I was like, man, you're way too chilled for that. I would be a mess. I'd be a fucking neurotic, man. I can't have that anxiety, man. Like, but and you're just like, yeah, it'll work out. And it does. It fucking works out for every time. But I just think, when's it not gonna though, man? There's gonna be a time where it don't. And that's when it's like, fuck, what then though?
And I'm just on a curb, like, huh?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Then I have to just be like, bro, I don't know what to say, man. Like, I don't know what to say to you. Like, it
Yeah.
usually works at this time of day. Like, I don't know what to do.
Like 30 years, I've just been rolling dice. Like, yeah, man, fucking snake eyes again. And then
Yeah.
the next time, it's just like, fuck,
Yeah, and then I'm just like, I
double
don't know what to
one.
say. Yeah, yeah, I don't know, man. So like, but it always does work for you. So then now I just think like, yeah, fuck, it's gonna probably gonna work out for me. You know what I mean? I just think, fuck it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that is
Take a
stressful
leaf,
though.
man.
I try, man. I think I'm better than I used to be in certain aspects, but I can't switch it off. I think like smoking weed helps. It definitely like. I feel like if I don't smoke weed, even like on the nights and stuff like that, my constant state of just like being is like a heavy chest. I always kind of got like butterflies in my stomach type of thing. And when I smoke, it calms all that down. But I think like my natural state nowadays is that sort of like pit in your stomach, like expecting bad news. Like that's my like standard state, and it has been for years. And I don't know why. I don't know if there's some fucking deep shit in there that needs to be resolved for me not to feel that way. But I just think it's just I've got older and I've seen more out like fickle life can be, immortality, and I've probably been a bit more jaded by the fucking world. So I just think I'm just more like less ignorant and less childhood innocence to stuff where I can't just look at it and be like, ah, rainbows. I'll look at it and be like, fuck, that ain't a good thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I can. Just like, look, when I've tried meditation, I've tried everything, it just feels like I'm trying to convince myself, but I don't really believe it. You know what I mean? It's like my brain can't just be like, yeah, yeah, you are going to be all right. You know, I mean, just deep breaths. Like, when I'm deep breathing, I'm still like, I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna still gonna get cancer. You know what I mean? Like I can't get it out. I can't shut my brain off. It doesn't work. It doesn't just calm, man.
Yeah. Good. It's been fucking. It's coming up to like a year since I've been to Japan now, and since getting back, because obviously I was self-employed at the time I went, so I took a hit on earnings because we went there for 2 weeks, and I took like 3 weeks off.
When is it that you
Oh,
went? Did you go July?
yeah, July last
Damn,
year.
that's
Yeah,
fast, man. Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
yeah, man.
but yeah, I've been kind of just rocky since then. Not mentally, but just financially and situationally. Like it's been up and down, fucking all over the place
Yeah, you've
since then.
bounced from here and there, paycheck from this and that. You ain't really had
Yeah,
somewhere like home, have you yet?
yeah. No,
You ain't
it's been
landed.
really fucking. It's been proper unstable for like almost a year now. But I am craving the stability and trying to plan stuff out and get some routine. Just let it level out for a few months and just know
Yeah,
what's going on. Like I'm craving that, and it should be soon. I've landed this new job, obviously, and moving house and that kind of thing. So I just want to get that out the way, be stable for fucking 6 months, get set up in like emergency funds and all that shit, and then just fucking ride the wave from there. Like get the stability in and the backup plans in, and then calm down a bit and just fucking just ride for a bit.
yeah. And actually, like we spoke, maybe it was the last episode where it was called about the job interview, but like obviously you fucking got it because you spoke about
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah,
oh, I don't know about this, and they asked this, and I said that, but yeah, you ended up fucking getting it. And this is why I wanted to do the podcast, like when we first started talking about it, because that shit's documented. Like the shit we're talking about now, we can look back and it's going like, oh man, that's when you got that job. Like, oh,
yeah,
that's when you said it was a year after Japan. Now it's been 10. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. It's cool to sort of document your conversations for it's like archive because we'll talk like, oh man, when we spoke about that like years ago, I'm like, oh yeah, but now imagine if we could just literally listen to it. So it's pretty
yeah.
cool to. This is why I like doing it. To be fair,
You know what's interesting about that? Because I got that job, and then obviously I had that other one in the pipeline as well, the one in Aldridge, and they put their job up, and I applied for it, and it's been about 2.5 months, and I only just heard something last week, and it was their recruitment process was just fucked. They were like moving offices and all this, um, and I landed this job, and then she called me and said, "Oh, we want to give you an interview. Like, sorry, it's been so long and all that." But during the time, because I applied for the job and I chatted three recruitment people from their business to kind of put my name in and say like, "Oh, I've just applied for this job. I'm really interested." I was just trying to go the extra mile, and I kind of chatted maybe every 2 weeks or something, saying, "Oh, any updates or whatever," just to
yeah,
kind of keep myself on the front, so they just think, "Fucking hell, this guy."
yeah. Just so you're on the
But
radar.
yeah, I chatted her a lot, and then I gave it probably 3 or 4 weeks towards the end. But then she called me and said the job role's been moved to like Lichfield, so it's too far for me.
Yeah,
And we had this bit of small talk, like, yeah, good luck in the future anyway. Like, if anything else ever comes up, chat me on that. And I just went, quick personal question. I said, like, you're the recruitment. I said, my approach of like messaging you and kind of pestering you a little bit, like, as a recruiter, like, how does that come across? Is that just annoying, or does it show, like eagerness to work there, kind of thing? And she's like, you know what? I get it a fair bit, but some people are just every day. She was like, you were just checking in every now and again for updates. It wasn't too much, but it made you stand out more than other people that didn't do it. Some people just apply and wait, but you were,
so what they're saying is you're a twat, but not the worst type of twat,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
essentially.
but she was like, every couple of weeks, not too bad. Some people just fucking every single day, but it did make you stand out. So, you know, I, I wouldn't, I wouldn't try and avoid it in the future. Like it was a good approach. I thought it was quite interesting
Yeah,
to ask her.
yeah. I just thought that. I don't know why, but like, do you ever think how often it happens that like people get in relationships with recruiters?
I don't know.
because like you never meet them. And I've spoken to so many just on the phone, but like, do you reckon that ever blossoms into like anything further? Because you've got the number and shit. You're like, oh man, I've just seen this other job, and they're like, hee hee, like don't think you know what I mean? Like, it's got to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, there's fucking all sorts of ways you can bump into people like that. But she weren't a general recruitment woman. She was the recruitment for that business only.
Yeah, yeah.
So she
I've
weren't.
dealt with
Yeah,
some of those as well. That's how I got the job that I'm currently in now. It's fair from recruit. They're actually like recruits for the company.
but yeah, off the back of last week's episode, I did get that job. So maybe we were fucking on the ball with everything we said.
Yeah, it is.
And
It's good to ask.
where I said I undershot the wage by a couple, that's what they offered me.
Yeah.
So when we said like if they thought fuck it, he's asked for that, give him that. They did.
Yeah, it is interesting. I like I said I want to know someone that's in that type of field and except, but it might be interesting to actually like find someone like that does that day to day and like ask them shit on a podcast. To be fair, just ask them
Maybe I'll get her
questions.
on.
Yeah, maybe we'll blossom a relationship with her.
Yeah, I'll fucking just chat her again. She's like, oh fuck's sake, what now?
So she's like, oh, any podcast? Man, how
Yeah,
confusing would that be for them, though, man? Like, it's
yeah,
understandable when, like, like Theo Von will get like a New York City bin man because he's like, oh, it's Theo Von, and he gets thousands of listeners, and like, you could just do a Google and be like, okay, this is a real thing. But just us, just be like, yo, you want to go on that podcast and just talk about your HR job?
yeah. What? 12 views last week. Fuck that.
But you know what, though? Like, sometimes like you have just got to ask like that because that's how opportunities happen.
And it's just fun as well. It is fun to get on and just chat in it.
Yeah, it ain't for everyone. Like I've never been on. Well, that's not true because I was on my brother's podcast and that had quite a lot of listeners. But like I've never obviously been on anyone else's like podcast to sort of know because like this is like my own. Like you know what I mean? Like we share this 50-50, but it's like us what we want to do with it. How we want it to look, sound, how we want to edit it. But yeah, I don't know how I would feel about jumping on someone else's like thing. You know what I mean? Maybe it's better
Yeah.
because the questions are just being asked of me and like not that there's pressure, but the pressure of like making sure that we talk about certain stuff or there's topics and it ain't just dead air and all that type of shit. But like, yeah, I wonder how the dynamics different being a guest on someone else's. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Got,
because you got to fit their vibe then, ain't you? Because
yeah,
obviously I'm trying to get onto that guy's. And he's kind of got the vibes of like self-help male fucking mental health kind of, self-help exercise kind of vibe. So it'd be a lot more calm, fucking personal, like heart to heart kind of vibe. But as is just piss taking, sarcastic, fucking, controversial.
yeah. So but I do think it is good because let's say like you develop an audience and like say there's a fan base for you. And people might like seeing you in this like jokey, like just talking how you talk manner, but they might see you on like a sort of self help thing as well, and be like, it's a different angle from you that they might appreciate and like, you know what I mean? It rounds you out.
Like Jimmy Carr, for example, when he's on podcasts, you think, fucking hell, he's a
Yes,
completely different bloke.
realize how smart of a dude he actually is.
Yeah. What's going on with your phone then? What you mentioned just?
I was out of context, like I text Ryan just on like multiple different things, just saying like when we're gonna go live, everything like, and I have to tell like, look, man, I won't spamming you, but I accidentally deleted our like iMessage chat, man. I don't even mean to, but I didn't even realize I did it until I was literally texting you because I had my phone just on the sofa earlier and I was playing a game on PlayStation, and then a fucking Domino's like thing come through and sound like 2 for 1 or whatever. Like I just get Domino's texts all the time, and I like swiped and deleted. And then I realized this now afterwards, but then I remember like looking at my phone a bit later and I still had a one. And I looked and it was like the Domino's thing. I was like, I thought I deleted that, but clearly in that moment I deleted your chat because you're probably the one underneath it. And then when I went to like text you saying insane, I was like, where's his number? Where's his everything? So I sent it to like an email address that's I messaged, but I think that's like the email address she was using in Japan, I think.
Yeah, the eSIM one.
Yeah, so I had to message you on WhatsApp at the same time because I wasn't sure that was gonna go through. But yeah, like so all the iMessage shit that from our chat, like I ain't got it anymore.
Fuck,
Because all
you
this
probably
pictures and
save
shit in there.
so much storage though.
I have seen it because I do look at my phone storage and there's like WhatsApp things that are like 15 to 20 gig, like from group chats and stuff like that. But like I don't want to delete it because sometimes I might want to dip in there and like get a photo or something. But I have
Yeah.
looked at some of our chats. Like, I think I did see one of ours, and it was in the gigs, and I thought maybe I should delete that. But I like to go in there and get a picture and stuff sometimes that we've just sent to each other, whatever. But yeah, that's gone now. So yeah, I accidentally fucked you off.
Yeah. I do clear mine every couple of months because, like, across a few people, if you send in videos and shit, and it's stored in your gallery and then it's stored in the conversation, you can have like 50 gig built up. So I
Yeah,
do clear it, but
adds up quick.
yeah, but I do get disappointed when I think, oh, I sent him that. Let me go and find it, and then it ain't there.
So you said last night, to be fair, and I did wonder, but obviously we was watching like the England game at mine with a few friends. You said that you've kind of been getting the itch to upgrade. What's been making you get that itch?
I don't know. It's just you know what it is. I don't know if this was a fucking marketing ploy, but you know that distinct new color of the iPhone 17, like the orange. I People just have that so often now. I see it and I think, oh, like new phone, like that new orange. I wouldn't
Mm.
want the orange one, but
You
I
like
think,
you
oh,
like
that's a
getting
new.
broody for the new technology. It's like when a
Yeah,
woman sees like friends having a kid, you're like, oh, I could do with a kid. Yeah,
yeah, it is. I see.
yeah,
I like because from fucking 13 Pro Max to fucking 16, you can't tell any difference. So if someone's got
not
a
really.
phone, you just think, oh, it's just an iPhone. But that distinct orange, I'm like, ah, that's the latest one.
Yeah, I was tempted when the 17 Pro Max came out. I was texting you at the time, and I was umming and ahhing about upgrading. I don't like the orange. I've seen it more in person, and I've come round to it more, but I'd never choose the orange. But I've been seeing loads of leak videos of the 18 Pro Max colors, and one of them was like a dark purple, man. And it looks quite nice. So I've been getting the itch to upgrade for about a year, to be fair, because I kind of wanted the 17, but I've held off because I know this September
Yeah.
there's new shit coming out. So
Well, we got the 15s on release day, mate, so it's coming up to 3 years.
yeah, I'll have
So,
a
so
because I could have paid it off at the 17, and I'd have to pay towards some of it, but I'd still get the 17 Pro quite cheap. But then I have to pay off the remaining amount as well, which was like, at the time, like 11 months left, whatever. But if I wait till September when it runs out, because we got the phone when it first came out, September, like 2 years, 3 years ago at this point, um, it'll just be all off on the new phone rather than like me paying for it. So it'll be even cheaper. So I thought like I could just wait another year and probably get the 18 Pro or whatever it would have been. Actually cheaper than this one if I just wait another year. So that's why I've done it, to be fair. Just a bit of common sense, but maybe not though no, because Apple have put the prices up for everything by quite a lot too.
yeah. Plus, in 3 months, our devices will be paid off, so it'd be nice to just run a paid off phone for a while, wouldn't it? Just
I've
with
never
a
done
lower
it.
bill.
I always say
Me
I'm
neither.
going to do it, but then I always see that I can upgrade and get the next phone for quite cheap. So I just do it because it makes sense. Because then it's usually I get the latest phone as it comes out, and it's usually like cheaper than the current bill I'm paying for like a 3 year older phone. So I just think it
We
makes
always
just
have done,
sense.
anyway. Yeah, no
Yeah.
brainer.
So I'm probably am going to upgrade, and Apple are doing that fold one this time, and I like the idea of it. I don't know if it'll be there yet, even with Apple, and it might just be too expensive because apparently it's like 2.5 grand, and that's too much. I've got an iPad, so like the idea of me wanting a fold is because I like to read comics and shit, and it'd be nice rather than just like getting in bed and just use my actual phone. Because sometimes I do, even though it's smaller. Like the Kindle app's still really good, but I prefer the iPad. That's why it's like there next to me, to be fair. But yeah, I just thought it'd be cool to have it on your phone. I'll just fold it out and have a nice big screen, and just anytime I want, like if I want to train or something, rather than just lugging an iPad around with me. But yeah, I don't know if it's there. Like maybe it's Apple's maybe third or second generation. It might be like time to dip my toes into it for then. But I'm
I don't
intrigued.
care, man. I don't care about these folds. I'm more into the folds that fold in half and like half the form factor. So you just got a little square in your pocket.
Mm.
I ain't bothered about the expandable ones with a bigger screen. Like, unless it went to fucking 30 inches, you know what I mean? And you had like a
Okay,
fucking,
now opens up like
like
an
a
old
big
map.
monitor. Yeah. But, yeah, but to just give like an extra couple inches, I ain't watching content enough to care about that little
Yeah,
expansion.
it's only just to read comics. So that's all I want it for, really. Because like I play games on my phone, but I don't need like a big screen for that because they're catered for the phone screen. I'm happy for like a bigger phone screen, like when they upgrade it, like when they thin the bezels and that type of stuff. And I think the 18 Pro Max is. actually a little bit bigger than the 17 Pro Max. So like it is a slightly bigger phone than the next one, but it's only for reading. Like I said, I have got my iPad, so it ain't necessary, but it would be nice to just have like my phone like I've got now, and then if I wanted to just open it double and be like, oh, I could just read on my phone. Like I like the idea of it, but not spending an extra grand just to do that.
Yeah.
It kind of have to be baked in.
I'm interested to see Apple's take on it though, and if it'll be the best one, because they've obviously they've let the gimmick come out. They've let other companies refine it and fucking fine tune it, and then they've gone like, yeah, we'll have our turn now. So
Set
I'm
forth,
interested to
ain't it?
see if yeah, I
Yeah,
want to see if it's
I'm
really polished and
intrigued.
nice.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. Like I've already seen how it looks because I watch YouTube videos and they get models because they send it to like phone case companies to make cases on their mold. So they just make models of it and it looks like they get all like the specs of like the color paint and stuff. So people make like metal ones that are kind of like just duds, but they're the exact replica of the phone essentially. So like I've seen what they look like and stuff, and yeah, they look good to be fair. And the fold looks crazy. It's like it's proper like it's like an arch. It's like kind of weird, like kind of fucking engaged looking, really.
Hmm.
It looks pretty interesting, but yeah, I have been looking for an upgrade, and recently it was Prime Day, and I was saying to you, I was tempted to get an Apple um Series 11, like Apple Watch Series 11, but they're doing like a Series 12 as well in September. And what's also quite interesting, the way Apple looks like they're going more innovative, which people have started them for just kind of coasting for a few years because they started like obviously with Steve Jobs being like very innovative and influential in the stuff that they're doing that, and now it feels like it's just kind of like they just coast on what they know. But a new CEO's coming out. Tim Cook's actually stepping down. This September is going to be his first like one that it hasn't been him. So it's taken a new direction. Whether that'll be met positively and or Apple might start doing some fucking cool shit again. So the future of it might be exciting as well of what's to come from them. Because I do like their shit. To be fair, AirPods are fucking fantastic, man. I can't
Yeah,
say a bad thing about AirPods. They're the best
yeah.
earbuds and earphones I've ever fucking used.
Did you see what they did with the parental controls?
I don't think so.
They've added like really fucking in-depth parental controls on iPhones, so you can, if your kid's got one, obviously you can monitor their stuff and limit their time on apps and everything, but you can control who they can message. Like new messages from new contacts will pop to you to approve first, and it can detect if you're fucking sending a nude or if you're sending like lewd texts and shit. It can pick them up and like stop you sending them and fucking report it to the parents. Screen time, everything. Like it's really in
Oh
depth.
man,
To be
I'm
fair.
not texting your parents, am I?
Yeah,
You're trying to fucking see some titties, man, and you don't get some
your
fucking
son.
notification.
Yeah, your son's trying to send this. He's got oh fuck.
Oh man, he's in the room pulling on that at the minute. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know if we spoke about it. To be fair, like even in person or on the podcast, but like that Keir Starmer putting a rule here in the UK that under 16s are banned from social media, and like you having a kid, do you see that as a good thing?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah,
Because
me too.
it's the age-old thing, in it, of fucking. It's weird to say, to be fair, that fucking like our whole lives, something says you must be 18, and you just press yeah, but you can't really do that anymore because you got to verify your fucking age and
I always thought that was
show
weird
some
because I
ID.
always, I always thought like, who's pressing no?
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's just
yeah, but
covering themselves by like we ask whether they lie or not. That's on them. But
yeah,
like, yeah, that don't pass anymore, does it?
but now it's a real block. Yeah, but obviously with social media as well, if I don't know, the age was 12 before. If you were 10, you could just put the fucking date of birth older. But now it will be harder to get in. So they'll have no way of just get ruining their own fucking lives, I
I
guess.
just thought so when I worked in a mortgaging company, and you might have even had to do it. You have to prove your identity and stuff. So like we'll send like you to an app, and it'll say on the app, turn your head to the right and take a picture.
Yeah,
Stick your tongue out, take a picture. And we used to review them, and some people because like it's a small square that it looks like you're taking a picture from, but it's actually the full frame. So like you think you're only in this small square. So there'd
yeah,
be people where there'd literally be like titties out and stuff because people think that it's cropped, but we actually get the full picture. And there'd be people we just like, they'll just have a top on and just clearly no shorts, shit like that. Like people just are doing that, and we'd see it and review it. And like I thought, because you know when it's like verify your age by taking like a live selfie, it's like, yep, you're good to go, son. People have probably seen that. So you think people are skipping through like, oh, he's wanking his, oh, he's wanking his. Because
Yeah.
they've got to be reviewed. Surely, where's that going?
Yeah, just fucking just lay on your side with a proper red face.
Yeah, hair's a bit sweaty and that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
someone's got to review it. Like they're somewhere. They're in some cloud storage space somewhere. Like that. Where's that going? That's not being deleted and erased from the fucking internet. That's in some folder somewhere.
Definitely, and the job I'm doing at the minute, we deliver products out, and we take just proof of delivery pictures when you've hand it over to the person and get a picture, and you can go back on their sales like 10 fucking years ago, and the proof of delivery pictures are just still in there. So you're just in hard drives and databases, man. Like that picture of me when we fucking hired that van and I had the mask on,
Oh
like
yeah,
that's
that's
just
somewhere.
somewhere.
Yeah, that's
That's just
somewhere.
stored, man. Weird.
Yeah, like it's one of them though where like you think about it now, like we're talking about it, and we're like, yeah, that's definitely there somewhere. But then if you was to just look over someone's shoulder in like an office in like like Spain or something, and they just clicked on it and you saw your picture, like, oh man, that's in there. Like the seeing it for real is like much freakier, but you know it goes on. But if you was to really just see that you was in a folder somewhere, you'd probably be like, oh, that makes me feel a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen these new apps now as well. These fucking facial recognition apps.
I think
I
so.
don't. I saw a couple of reels where these like pranksters were just in fucking Walmart and that, and he pretends to take a picture of his mate, but there's a guy in the background, and he crops in on him, scans his face, and it just pops up his fucking Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. So he just goes up to him and he just goes like, yo, Dave Rogers, and he like goes, yeah, yeah, and he goes, man, I knew you from that thing, and he was like, oh, no way, and he goes, yeah, we used to work at blah blah, and he says his current workplace. And this guy's like convinced because he's got all his details on him. And I downloaded it, man. I just took a picture of myself and it found my Facebook and Instagram, man.
Oh, really? It does work.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you just, I don't know, man, if you get some kind of opportunity, like maybe you're in a fucking road rage or someone pisses you off, like in a shop or something, you just get a quick picture of them. You could probably find out who
You
they
know
are,
what?
man.
I I hate that, and I always say to people like, yeah, fuck it, have an Alexa in your house because like it's listening, but like you're not like CIA anyway. So like, who cares? Like, really, like let them listen. Who am I? Like that's how I feel like that kind of some way. Like I don't care if they're listening because I'm not doing anything. But it's the idea that like someone could just listen in at the same time. It's weird and gross. And yeah, like I knew technology was there on like cameras that police are watching that has like facial recognition technology and like maybe at like an airport, stuff like that. So I know it goes on, but the fact that someone can just download it in being just regular people hands is like that's even weirder to me, man. And people, which I don't do, and I don't like that many people do, but people live their lives on social media. Like there's so much information about someone. And
And the thing is,
if you can just take a picture and have that at your hand, like that's pretty
yeah,
it's pretty weird that is, man.
for a public app as well, it's not even
So I'm
like a
saying,
police app or something.
yeah, like that
But
anyone
you
can
could
just
just,
have it.
yeah, you could just be like, we took a couple of fucking pictures of each other in Budapest, like in that little mall thing, and we were just fucking around with the camera taking pictures. Someone could just, even if you're off the radar and you fucking stay low, someone in the background of that, like fucking 20 feet in the back, it would just recognize them. So you could accidentally be on some recognition shit.
I remember the first time I saw this kind of technology, and I was like, "That's weird," and I don't like that. We was in Scotland with some friends of ours, and I still to this day don't know what it was, but I think it was like a dating app, maybe even Tinder. I don't know, but one of our friends, Dean, we walked past like a girl, and his phone went like boom, like beeped, and he looked and he was like, "Oh, I just got a connection with her that she's like in the area." I was like,
Yeah,
"What the fuck?" I was like, "I don't like that." Like Pokemon Go for people, man. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I don't. I was like, "That's weird." Like, I don't like that. It's like, oh, these random strangers in your area, and it's this person. You can't match with them and stuff if you want. And like, I get it because then if you like match someone, you're like, "Oh, they're all right," and then match you back. It's a quick meet cute type of thing. But I don't like that. So, I just ping into other people's phones like, "Yeah, Dan's here." I was like, I don't like that it's there already, and that was like fucking over 10 years. Well, yeah, that maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, it happened to me, man. Yeah, yeah. Like for a long time, it's been happening because I guess maybe whatever fucking 4G tower you're bouncing off or whatever. But when I was about 17, I think I was just on the bus on the way home, and there was a girl on the bus with like bright pink hair, and she was getting off at her stop, and she fucking like stood up and hit her head off the bus, and was like, oh, like dead embarrassed, and like scuttled off the bus quick. And then it was like 2 hours later, she just popped up fucking in front, like suggested friends. And obviously her hair was fucking bright pink. And I was like, fuck me, that's the person that hit their head on the bus earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It definitely works like that because I've had instances like that as well, to be fair. Um, yeah,
And like you say,
I don't know.
that's just the public side of it that it's saying, hey, look at what we can do. Imagine what's actually fucking out there, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I knew that shit was happening. Like I said, like airports and maybe like certain police are monitoring certain cameras where they can just do that. Like, kind of like I imagine how it works is when there's a police in a car and they randomly now and again you drive in front of them and they'll just run your plates and just think, yeah, he's good to go. I think people are probably doing that on faces. They just see your face, scan it, and be like, yeah, he ain't a criminal or whatever. Like that definitely exists out there, and that's fine. If you can argue about privacy and your rights and that type of stuff, and it's a bit of a weird grey area as well. That it makes you feel a bit like, but again, I'm not a criminal, so like I do kind of feel like they're not gonna get me on anything. But the fact that it even exists, it is a bit like, oh, and then now everyone, like I said, like you can just download that capability just to your phone. It is scary.
It's, it's the thing though. It's like you say, it's you ain't doing anything wrong. But the fact that if you just give that power away, it can just lead to tightening down. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you fucking, you don't do anything wrong, but I go to a lot of car meets. Let's say I go to a fucking car meet in, I don't know, Manchester or something. And I'm there just being sensible, just showing off my car, but then there's like dickheads doing fucking burnouts and donuts and shit and flying down the roads, and then police have to turn up. And then we've given away such privacy that I get to fucking renew my car insurance in a couple of months. And they're like, oh, we noticed in your previous vehicle you were at this car meet where police had to show up and fucking, there was antisocial driving. Like, we're putting your insurance up. It's possible, man. You know what I mean? Because they know my location, so they could just be like, like, you're a risk because we know you were there.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a similar story that's like in the news recently, and I know nothing about this. And like, it's slightly touching on what you're saying, but it's like it's not. But yeah, I keep seeing that like Love Island. There's been a dude that's been like ejected from there because like news or something's come out that he was like related to a stabbing, and like ITV or
Mm.
whatever found out about it and was like, get off the show. And like it's the same sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like shit can just come up, and like it didn't say that he stabbed like the way it was what he involved in a stabbing. But to me, it's like maybe his mate did it or something, or he was there when his mate did it. I don't know, but obviously, like it's still a bit of an indication of guilt and whatnot. But yeah, it's like that. It's like the whole digital ID thing that they're trying to do here. Like it's a rocky thing. Yeah, like let's say I don't know, it's all there and out there. You just I don't know. You go over a fucking there's cameras and you go over a pothole and it makes you like swerve a little bit and then they review that camera and say, oh, you're clearly not a great driver. We need to put your fucking shit up. You know what I mean? It's like you you give them an inch and they'll take a mile. You know what I mean? They will. You
Yeah,
can't open that door really. You got to keep certain doors shut because if
yeah.
they let themselves in, they're in.
It's just a gateway. And like we said last week, fucking your phone's listening to you. And whether that's fucking legal or not for privacy reasons, if we all agreed to it and then it became legal, it's like, well, fucking hell, floodgates open. Like, we can have all their information now because we're allowed this. Who's to say we can't have fucking this and this and this?
Yeah, I used to back in the day, and to be fair, like I didn't ever really do anything nefarious with this, and this was dangerous fucking capabilities. But I remember way back in the day on MSN,
Webcam.
I had a program where I could turn other people's fucking webcam on.
Yeah.
Like that was just an MSN. Obviously, it was early internet, so like security probably weren't as fucking great and shit like that. But like that's dangerous, and like that was 2008 technology. Like, what are people doing now, man, with AI and shit like that too? Like, people are definitely watching you through like your cameras and shit. But like I'll do it. I don't even know if my work's done it, even though I'm not even doing any shady shit and I'm working. I make sure like I've put all the shit, like all the covers and stuff on webcams and that. Like I make sure they're all shut because you just don't fucking know. And I'm not even doing anything dodgy because people can just tap into it, even if it's just a neighbor. A neighbor could be doing it. Who the fuck knows, man?
Yeah. But in China, because with the facial recognition stuff we was on about, China's obviously got that fucking social security score. So you'll have like a watchdogs kind of fucking score of your head on based on if you fucking jaywalked or you know what I mean, if you've pushed in line or you've skipped traffic or something, you have a fucking a human score, and you won't be able to get a credit card or a fucking mortgage if your score's too low. But
It's like Black Mirror,
that's
man.
yeah, but that's got full facial recognition just walking down the street. So if you just if you jaywalk, you lose a couple of points, man, just from fucking being in the street. And the mad thing is, they've they've dialed it in now to not just facial recognition. Because if you've got a face covering on or you hide your fucking face, it knows you by your walk. It can identify your actual walk. Fucking identify you.
Yeah, because it's just pattern recognition at that point, isn't it?
Yeah. So fucking you can't
Scary.
even escape it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is weird times, man, and because like there's no blueprint for it, because like AI and even just stuff like smartphones. Smartphones in the grand scheme of things, what they've been 10 years, 15 years, maybe 20, like early thingies of it, and like 20 years ago. It's completely new things. You are just riding the wave because there's not like a blueprint to follow. You know what I mean? Like you can take like, oh, it's similar to when this came out, so you can take some notes from other stuff that is advanced, but a lot of it is you are just kind of you're like the first beta test of it in a way. You know what I mean? Like some shit's like AI. The reason why it's scary is because we don't know which way we're gonna go with it yet. There's a lot of
Yeah.
negatives, but there's also a lot of positives, and it's like there's not like an example where we're like this fucked up before, so maybe we should be cautious here. Like
True.
they were just winging it. They're just this is the first time it's happening. We're just hoping we choose the wrong fork in the road, the right one. Sorry, but yeah, like that's what's interesting to me is that like there's no other examples. Like we're the first sort of beta testing of a lot of technology that's coming out, and it's like it can get to weird places, man. You can get to
Yeah,
fucking weird places.
because fucking in 15 years' time we could all be just anti-aging, just robots all around us serving our drinks and fucking doing all the mining jobs and changing tires on cars, and we're just like, man, government just gives us fucking 3 grand a month of robots do all the jobs. We're just chilling. And then on the flip side, we could be like held captive in a fucking SD or something. You know what I mean? We could be in a fucking SD card just going, let us out.
Yeah, you'd be a fucking micro SD card, you would, bro.
You'd be an old fucking fat hard drive, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it is true, but it is interesting that that we've gone through like a lot of firsts in, but it's cool at the same time. You know what I mean? Like we spoke about it for a long time. That I don't believe our generation was the golden generation because people say like the 80s was the best, and I think you're always going to have an affinity to the era you grew up. I definitely think the 90s some of the best era, some of the best TV, some of the best like like you've gone the 90s is bookended to me by like Ed, and Eddie and Pokemon, shit like that. And then bookended with like Jackass and like MTV at the time. Like that is a tremendous time period. Like American Pie and shit like that. Like the 90s to early 2000s were class, but also going through that line of technology, seeing phones become from like 3310s to now like foldable phones and like seeing shit like that. Like it is cool to fucking sort of grow up through the advancements of it, but
Because when we were fucking even 13, 14, you lived probably 3 miles from me. And I'd ride to your house just to see if you were in. And that's a long ride on a bike, just 3 fucking miles, just
BMX
on a
no
guess.
gears.
Yeah, BMX just on a guess. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, he
Yeah.
ain't. Now what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just fucking 15 years ago, but now it's like, ding, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean, as simple as that. And
Yeah.
there's nice bits to it, and there's annoying bits to that. But I like technology as it is. It's just so advanced and it's cool as fuck. As long as we can still just get to the park and kick a ball, or just trek up a mountain and have some fucking freedom from it when we want to.
Yeah, like even last night, you came to mind to watch football, like I said, and you just press like share password on my internet, and I just press share it. Like shit like that's cool, isn't it? And like even just like little stuff that goes a long way with that I appreciate. I'm like, I'm glad we live in these times. Like when I've sent like a code and it's like come to for me, man. It just pops up like use the code from Gmail. And you just press it,
Yeah,
like yeah, like
one of
shit
my
like that.
favorites. That.
I love, man. Like it's so like lazy when you think about it and stuff, but that's such just like a good quality of life. Just like oh, it's so nice. Like it's shit that I'm in an area where everything's QR codes, but they make it so it's nice. And I mean, I just do it and then press one button because it comes through to me, man, and it picks that up. Like
Yeah, this.
I do like technology.
Yeah, I was at my dad's last week. Well, my parents, and their internet had gone down for the day, and I wanted to just fucking watch Rick and Morty with my dad because I wanted to show him an episode, and their internet was down, so I just hotspotted my phone, connected the telly to it, and then logged into Netflix just in about a minute. I was like, man, that was so fucking easy to just get it, like have this show on with an alternative source, just so quick.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I love it because I've started watching things on my PlayStation and obviously watching like football and certain stuff that like I'm like, man, I don't remember my account number for that. And you like just click on an app or whatever and it just like just scan the QR code and I do it and I just logged in straight away. I'm like, God, that's so good, man. Like think they've really streamlined certain things, in there, to be fair. And it goes a long way with me.
Yeah, you reckon Siri's alright now? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the new one. Yeah, it is good. It's better, and it's only like the second beta of it. It's not like the full proper thing. Because they're rolling that out all the fucking time. But it is really good now. Yeah, like but that ain't saying anything because regular series fucking shit in it, man. To be fair, it's useless. Like I've seen videos of people can't even get it to like set alarms and stuff for like it's bad.
Bro, I tried to set a reminder before, and it was like, you don't have an app for reminders. And I just said, set me this reminder in the reminder app. And it was like, I can't find an app for reminders. I was like, bro, that Apple app is just called reminders.
Yeah,
It's built into your body.
yeah. It's like saying I don't have an arm, so bro, I can see
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I can't
Yeah.
seem to locate Siri.
Yeah, it's been a bag of shit for a while. So like any improvement's better than it. But yeah, it's good. It seems better so far. And the cleanup stuff, the actual Apple Intelligence stuff's better on it. Like it has like regenerative fill, which sounds weird because this has been a thing on phones for like 5 years at this point. So like Apple are behind definitely on the intelligent stuff. But even like the cleanup, like you put a hand over your face on like Samsung and it would like actually look like your face, even though your hand's gone. But on Apple, it just make you like blurry, and you can't even like tell what the fuck you are. It, like it'll just kind of like muddy you up.
Yeah.
But
The
that's
only the
better now
only
too.
the only gimmick with that is that Apple's one was really trying to fill it in, but Android one was just using past photos of you.
Yeah.
Which is obviously more intuitive. It should just think, well, we know what it fucking looks like. We can fill his face in. Where Apple's just going, I'll just have a guess.
So let me ask you about this then, because this actually annoys me, and I don't count it. People have on those like Samsung phones, they'll like zoom into the moon, and it has like a really good
Yeah,
zoom. But it's not actually zooming; it's using AI to like fill it in.
yeah,
But
yeah,
some people don't know that. They just think their phone zooms really good until you like
yeah.
look into it. But I don't
When
like that. I don't count that as a
nah,
photo. Do you?
nah, when you find it out, it's really disappointing.
It
I've
is.
seen someone do it on a light bulb, and it turns the bulb into a moon, like on a lamp, and the lamp just turned into the moon.
Yeah, I've not seen that, but yeah, I don't like that. Like I've seen on some phones, like Mr. Who's the Boss does, where like you'll zoom in on like a sign, it'll kind of make the quality better because it like AI sort of fills in what it's seeing. Like it's
Yeah,
cool, I get it, especially when I get like a long shot. But like I don't like it. It's like when you can do those photos on like Samsung where you can have like three pictures and you can choose your face on the picture that you liked at the three, and like you can kind of manipulate the photo to be like the perfect photo that you want. Like I blinked in that one to let me use this. I don't know if I even like that either. Because it's not really the photo then. You might as well just ask AI to make that photo and say you did it. And like there's no difference. And it takes away the the human element of it, like the like if I just went to Japan, like I did, and I took all those photos, but then I just like asked Gemini or ChatGPT to make those exact photos, it's like like it's the same thing, but like the memories, the humanness of it isn't there because I've not lived it. You know what I mean? I don't like that you can just do it.
The thing, and I've stopped like because it's why fucking musicians and artists hate it as well, ain't it? Because I've took some banging photos of my car with a camera and got the lighting perfect, and I just happened to be in a cool fucking environment, and I've like snapped a proper good photo and edited it and thought, man, like I've banged a fucking nice photo out there. But
Yeah.
then I've just been messing around with AI and I've said like, put my fucking car going fast down a road with cherry blossoms, like 7-Eleven in the background and that, and it's come out like a 10 out of 10 picture, but it takes away the achievement of the real photos then. So I've
Yeah.
stopped doing it with stuff like that because it ruins like bothering to go out with the camera and take pictures. And then if
Yeah.
you post them, it's like, well, your fucking picture last week was fake, so is this one even real? Kind of mud is it?
Yeah, I do see like I use it to be fair. But I do see why like say artists and like graphic designers and stuff see it as an issue because it is just like taking out their pocket. But even when because there's no stopping AI and it's unless it gets has to get capped because there's so much data centers that need to be obviously built and that's bad for the planet that there's like a government thing coming in and says like we've got to kind of cap AI so like you can't just have like a chat bot that's generating everything or like they put like a price on it where like you got to pay £100 a month to get that. Um, but yeah, like you're never stopping it. People are just going to keep making it. So, but I do think even at that point where you can just anyone could just make a thumbnail or a picture or whatever you need to do with it, there's still going to be people that want like the human element of it and will go and pay like a real artist or stuff like that. Like you're still gonna get those. How about like a controversial one that I see? How about like AI voice acting in like a video game? What's your thoughts on
Oh, in
that?
a game,
Yeah,
never thought of it like that
because think
because
of it from a business, how cheap that is that you haven't got to hire actors. But it
yeah,
sounds
big time.
realistic and it doesn't sound like robotic because some of them are really good now. Like if you didn't if I didn't tell you like that's AI dialogue right there and you didn't know until I told you, like how would you feel about it then though?
I think if you said like I'd finished playing the game and then you said every voice in the game was AI, I might be like, But then if you said, but that's why it's 50 quid and not 70 quid, I'd be like, oh, I mean,
Mm,
but that ain't gonna happen, is it?
no.
It's still gonna be fucking 70 quid, but they're gonna make better profits.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because then the margin for success is obviously wider then because it's like we could bring the price down to compensate for like the price we ain't gonna pay for voice actors, but it's like or we keep it the same price and we earn more money.
Yeah. Instead of making 90 mil, we're looking at 130 mil.
Yeah, actually, we spoke about this in person a little bit, but let's talk about on that front. Then let's talk about GTA 6, man, because
Yeah.
that's doing some of that business in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking pushing that out, and it seems to the point of, man, we've put a lot of money in this. We need to fucking get it pushed out. And
Yeah,
PS5's like every post, even the app on fucking iPhones, like GTA 6 themed, and you can't go on the store or like 7 times a week, fucking the PlayStation Facebook page is just
even
saying
if
GTA 6.
because when you load up the PlayStation, I even noticed this. It loads up, and the first thing is the
Yeah,
first thing is the store.
at the
So
welcome
even
page.
when you load it up and you press like the PlayStation, but it loads up and it just says GTA 6 straight away. As soon as you load it up, because it loads up on the front page of like the store thing. So like as soon as you literally load it up, it fucking hits you in the face.
Yeah, and we're excited for it, and I'm frothing to get it.
It's
But
probably it used to be like your favorite all time franchise of video game, isn't
yeah,
it? Like
big
the
time.
GTA series. It's
Yeah,
huge in
big
mine
time.
as well. Like I fucking love them too. So oh,
And
I
I'm
am
all
also
for it.
excited.
Yeah, I'm all for it, and I'm getting it fucking the minute it drops, like giving on it straight away. But
Yeah.
I am noticing, like, man, I've never seen a fucking game just pushed this hard before.
Yeah. And it's weird because like I also get it because it's almost like it's like when like an Avengers film drops nowadays. It's less like of a movie. It's more of an event, and that's what it feels like for this. It's not really a game at this point. It's in a fucking event that a GTA is coming out. So I get it, but yeah, I know Like I said, I read before that the game cost more than the Burj Khalifa to build to make. So if you're an investor and you've put 100 million, couple 100 million into GTA or Rockstar to make the next GTA 6 because GTA 5 was one of the best selling games of all time, you're like, fuck it, yeah, let me put my money in this then. And when they did GTA 6, I'm quids in. You best believe that marketed it everywhere though, because you want your money. You know what I mean? So I get it, but like
Just think
there's a sense
they
of
have to.
urgency a little bit though, isn't there?
Yeah, like it seems a bit desperate now. But not only have they got to fucking pay to make the game, they got to pay for all that marketing as well.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, marketing ain't cheap either, from what I know of it, which is very little. But I listen to podcasts when they talk about just like advertising their like comedy specials and stuff, and like it's it's fucking expensive, like a marketing
Yeah.
thing. Like a lot of the budget for like films and stuff go to the marketing, which is crazy.
Yeah. You know what I miss? I miss being on PS3, PS4 days, and just when a new game like that popped, you just all your friends list was just on the same game. You're
Yeah,
like, yeah, man, everyone's fucking killing it.
yeah, yeah. It's good. I said to you, I'm worried a little bit about performance because it looks like it's going to be a big game. I'm worried how the base PlayStation's going to handle it, or just base consoles in general. 'Cause it's not just limited to PlayStation. So I am a bit concerned about performance, how big of a game. It might be too ambitious for its own good. You know what I mean?
I don't know though
It might
because
fail from its own success in a way.
yeah, I still don't think so because if it was made all round and then was kind of ported to PS5, but it sounds like it's being fucking built on console. You know what I mean? So
True,
there'll
but
be
what I'll
all
say
sorts
is
of
it's
trick.
been 13 years since GTA 5 first release. That's technically three different generations, and it takes a long time to develop it. So how many changes they've had to go through, like system wise, too. You know what I mean? It makes you think like it ain't just like they've been developing it on the same system for a while. Like they're probably even thinking about like PCs and even PS6s and the new one at this point as well. Like there's other factors in it, not that just like and Rockstar are good. Like they are typically like the golden child of it. Like I said, they did get a bit of blemish on the record with the latest GTA trilogy remaster they did because they did eventually go on and sort those. I think they're in a much better state now. But that was the first time that Rockstar released something that everyone was a bit like, "Ooh, this is a bit
So
shit from them."
yeah, that seemed to me like Red Dead's a few years old. GTA is fucking years off. We need to just bang some money out quick. Like let's just let's just do a quick fucking mashup remaster on the classic trilogy and just bang that out for some cash grab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what it did feel like, but I think that's why it like put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. It's like they've not done that before, and when the show, like I said, they're meant to be like the chosen one. So when they come out
Yeah.
and just did everything that every other company's doing, it made people realize like, oh, like they have a perfect record. So that's why I don't think it's just me going in with skepticism. Like I'm hoping it's the fucking best game ever. Like I said, I'm a fucking fan, so I'm hoping not, but I am I am scared. I want to, and the fact of not shown gameplay, I don't know if it's to generate hype or because they're hiding something as well. Like I do think it's a bit weird that I've not seen like actual footage of the game. Like I've seen in-game engine of like cutscene stuff like everyone else does on the trailers, but I've not seen like a motherfucker running around the streets and like what the frame rate looks like, and you know what I mean. They've not shown that. And I don't know if that's because they're building hype and they're going to drop a sick fucking thing soon and be like, yeah, look, everyone, look at that fucking big rock star dick. Or if they're going to be like, we can't show anything yet. Like we've got too much hype. There's loads of pre-orders already. It's the biggest fucking game. We show this, we're gonna lose a lot of money. You know what I mean? I don't know which way
I
to
don't know
sort of
if
look at it.
I don't know if Rockstar do typically. I do remember them dropping a good fucking 20 minutes of Red Dead gameplay because they were showing us the
The
snow
snow.
physics
Yeah,
and
I remember
the
that.
horses' dicks were shrinking in in the cold and stuff. Like they were showing us the fishing and all that.
Yeah.
But that was closer to release. So yeah, I don't know. It's just such a big fucking. To be honest, I'm confident. I'm thinking it's just going to come out. It's going to be a banger straight off, and I'm just going to love it.
I almost want to do something for it. Like I think I'm gonna maybe book some. I'm definitely gonna book like time off work to play it. But because it's such like an event, I kind of want to like do something for it. Like we was talking before about like midnight releases. Like obviously that's not a possibility really, but like yeah, I kind of want to do something for it because it's like such a big thing. But obviously, we don't know about the online yet. They've not even said that there's an online coming, but it prints money, and it has done for a long time. So I'm assuming that's coming at some point. And obviously, like when it comes to PC, the role play stuff, and we'll fuck with that, and we'll stream some of that because that'll be so fun.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I'm excited about the possibilities of it, and just because they are innovative, like data stuff. Where I think, man, I can't believe they do that. Like the water physics, all that works that way. Like they think about every like little detail. They didn't even do it in Red Dead and stuff. So I'm excited to just see like how fucking cool they've made a game. You know what I mean? Like even just
yeah,
like little details and stuff like the little Easter eggs they do. Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking sick game, and I love Vice City. So it's
yeah,
set in my favorite era, like favorite. Oh man, and how sick! Like I wanna see gameplay though of like a cheetah driving down like at night lit up like Miami. Like I want to see that gameplay, man. I want to see like the ray tracing on like the puddles and stuff like that as the car
mm.
drive past. Like I want to see. I want to fucking see what it looks like. I'm
Just
so
that,
curious.
just that light blue kind of purpley fucking tint of just Miami.
Yeah, man. Because I love the aesthetic for GTA. I fucking love it, man. Like time for
Yeah, I'm
setting, he's
gonna.
got like the Hawaiian shirt on and that, and driving
Yeah,
like convertibles. Yeah, I love Vice City.
yeah. I just love the world of GTA. It does feel like it does just feel like you're just a fucking scumbag in the real world. Like the whole fucking world is just going on about its business, but you're seeing the seedy underbelly of just fucking real America. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna book a week off, man, and get straight on it at midnight. Might just fucking take the kid to like a dog kennel or something. Pay the missus off. Just leave me alone for a fucking week, man.
Yeah, just fucking, just like put your code in and be like, yeah, okay, install, and as it's just downloading, just like, yo, beat it, tuts. You know what
Yeah, you can
I
find yourself something to do.
mean? Yeah, I think a week off. Yeah, probably I'll try and get a week off. To be fair, at that point, but like I don't know if I'll need. It depends how big the fucking game is. To be fair, but like yeah, a week off might not be. Might not be really necessary. But yeah, I
No,
think
I don't think I need the whole week, but it's an excuse, eh?
yeah. I'll have been in my new job for like 2 months at that point, so I think that's not too long in to just be like, yeah, I want a week off at this point, like 2 months in. So I think it
Yeah,
won't be an issue.
because I start in a
Oh yeah,
week.
you're in the same boat now, technically, yeah. But you can say going in that you've got that booked off already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because
Yeah,
you're starting in October, so you're close to when you want it off. I'm starting 6th of July, so mine's fucking 4 months away when
yeah,
I wanna.
yeah. So I don't think that I've problem with it because they seem really chill, and they did ask me in like my last chat if I had anything lined up, and I said like I don't think so, but they want to have a chat closer to when I'm actually starting, just to like get me up to speed with certain things, and I'll just say like then like, oh, by the way, like this date in November, I am actually off for a week, just to let you know. Like I'm going to be there like 2 months at that point, but and I'm sure they'll be like, yeah, that's fine. What
I'm
that
wondering,
go on.
because I'm going to an IT job, if it's gonna be a nerdier crowd that's like, fucking November 19th,
I
is it?
I think that
Or if they're already off, if people are like, oh, there's 2 people off that week, like, no,
yeah.
bastards.
When is it? Is it 19th? Is it 19th of November?
Yeah,
That's a Thursday. Which is a bit weird. Which is that bodes well though, because like you can just get the
2
Thursday
days.
and Friday off, yeah, and then if you
Yeah,
wanted to, you could have like the actual whole next week off. So, or you could just have like the Monday, Tuesday off, and that's technically like a work week on it. So it actually falls on a decent day that for a long weekend. But I'm excited for it. There's a few games in the pipeline that I'm like that I'm pumped for. Obviously, like the Final
yeah,
Fantasy Part 3.
Wolverine.
Wolverine. I'm excited for. Like I'm excited for those games. Like when they're out, I'm like yes, but I know they're going to be like a 20 hour thing. They're going to be over quickly. But like a game like a GTA and stuff like that's it is a big thing. But yeah, there's a couple things coming out where I'm like, ooh, I'm excited.
Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, oh God, man, I forgot about
That's
that as
this year.
well. Is that
That's
this
this year,
year?
man. Yeah,
End of 2026?
yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I don't even know. I thought that was a next year thing. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
Because
that's
yeah, because
nice.
obviously Fable's in there, but that's been pushed back to next year. But yeah, Zelda's this year.
What I'm gonna do, I was speaking to friends about this because, as you know, but people listening and whatnot, is that like we have like a big Discord where like all our friends join, and we like just share our screens all the time. We're like, I'll like watch you play shit on my second monitor and that, and people
Yeah,
like, oh, you playing that share screen? Like people sometimes just stop playing their games to like watch someone else play a game almost, and. I always think like when I'm playing a game on Switch, people always say, "Oh, I wish you could share that, man." Even you recently, like Zelda, like, "Oh man, I wish I could screen share it." To be fair, and like you can watch what I was doing. And I'm saying I'm gonna buy a capture card I have for Switch so I can like stream it to Discord and even just stream it actually on Twitch and stuff as well. And I think I'll have one by the time I'm back here enough time.
yeah,
I'll stream
yeah,
that. I
man, that'd be
think.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, because
might
I
get a
looked,
PS5.
it's like 120 quid, I think. And like when a new Pokemon game comes out, because I look on Twitch and like I'll shiny hunt on Pokemon. That's what I do, and people like go and watch those on like Twitch and stuff. And I thought like, oh, yeah, I wish I could like stream what I'm doing because I'm playing it anyway and I'm enjoying this. But people like to come and watch it and like see if you get it and stuff like that. So like the next Pokemon game
Yeah,
don't come out until 2027, like early, like springtime. And
yeah.
I'm gonna stream it. I think the shiny hunting on that. So I'm gonna get a capture card maybe by the end of the year for the Switch 2. It's like 120 quid.
And we've shared games on there before, and just for a full fucking 9 hours, we just watch what the other guy's playing
Yeah,
without playing anything ourselves, man.
yeah, just chatting and just watching you.
Yeah, like Black Sad, man.
Yeah.
And the fucking Resident Evils, like
Yeah, you've watched me
just
play
all.
most of them, yeah. It's entertaining because it's like it's just like Twitch streaming in it, but you like you know me type of thing. So
Yeah,
it is fun to do. Yeah, I do like having it on my second screen, especially if I'm playing something because if I'm playing something like a Marvel Snap, they're like 5 minute games, but when you play like a card, you wait until they're playing. So there's like maybe 30 seconds where you just looking at your screen. So like it's good to just look over and be like, oh man, you're doing that, and then just back to my game, you know what I mean? It breaks up shit sometimes too.
yeah, and it feels more involved when you're all playing different games. You still feel a bit connected.
Yeah, how did
It's
you
nice.
feel last night with football? I don't think we've ever like watched football really together like that, have we? To be fair, even though
No,
there was a lot of chat and the football was kind of secondary, it was more of like a hangout really, and football was on, which
yeah,
that's what I kind of like about it as well. Like obviously it's nice if England win and do well because I like watching the football, but it is more of like it's kind of an excuse to hang out really. But
yeah.
um,
I do enjoy watching it. I've always enjoyed watching it. Like I used to be, I used to be into it, don't I? I used to play a lot of FIFA. I am still into it. I don't follow clubs or anything, but the World Cup I am into.
yeah, but like, what do you think about it as like a hangout?
Perfect tape because there's no dialogue or storyline that you need to actually listen to. You
You
can
can
just
just
chat
chat.
and
Yeah,
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 perfect.
was a good time. It's awkward though now because our next game in terms of England is this Wednesday, but it's 5 p.m. kickoff. So
Oh,
I'm not expecting really anyone to come to my. I don't know what Kyron will do because sometimes you can finish like 2 or 3. He might want to come over, but like for you, you finish at 5 and then you drive down, and then like everyone's probably fucking leaving at that time because the football's on. And then you get to mine, and you're probably going to watch like the second half. So like, I'm not
yeah.
expecting anyone to come for that one. If people can and want to, then they are welcome because I'm going to be watching it anyway. But yeah, it's gone from like 10 p.m. kickoffs and shit to now like as soon as fucking work finishes, which is annoying.
I'm guessing that's on the East Coast because they're 5 hours behind. So if it's 5 p.m., it'd be 12 there.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's at, but it's against Congo.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they did well against Portugal as well. So like it could be bad for us. So I don't know, but I like it when the World Cup's around because it gives you an excuse to hang out and stuff, which is always good when you're an adult. I mean, that's why partly why we do this. It's like an hour and a half that like it kind of forces us to fucking gather in it. But yeah,
Plus,
as
it
you get
kind
an
of
adult, it's important I think to do shit like that.
feels like it connects the country a bit as well. Because when I drove home last night, I left yours at 12:30 or whatever. Just driving home, and people were just walking home in England tops and shit. But you see it when the games are in the daytime as well. You can just walk down the street and people are like, fucking shit, weren't it that? But like,
Yeah,
they don't know each other, but because they're in the tops, it's like, yeah, we just connected
yeah. I've seen
automatically.
more flags and stuff in my area more than I thought I would. Like I didn't really see that for a few years. But it seems like because maybe it's because we got to two finals and our last tournaments that people are like have a bit more faith in them. But Yeah, I see like banners on people's fences and shit of like England flags. I see it hanging out certain windows. I don't see what I don't see anymore though that I used to see as a kid is like flags on cars. Remember those like little tiny flags on each
I've
side
seen
of
a
your car?
couple.
I've not seen
Yeah,
any.
yeah.
Obviously, you're on the road when I'm not, but I've not seen any. But yeah, I used to see them all the time when I was a kid. I don't see them anymore, but I have seen more support and flying flags for England recently. And that's pretty nice to see.
Yeah, it's been a few of the guys in the team now have been main players for a good few years now, ain't they? So they've kind of matured and settled in,
They
if you get what I
said
mean.
like 2 games ago, the commentary said that our England team is the most qualified England team of all time. Like we've got the furthest. Our players have like won like multiple accolades because they ain't just like a new team every 4 years. Like they've got to finals, they've won tournaments, they've won Champions League, Premier Leagues. Like we're the most sort of decorated and experienced England team there's ever been, which it's kind of cool, I guess, as well. So there's and history's being made. Like Harry Kane, our main striker, he's like making history. Like he's got the most goals for England. He's beating records and stuff. So like you're literally watching like England football history, mate, which is also a cool thing to I guess be part of because then people talk about like winning in '66. People around at that time, but to you, you're like it's just old football. But people will talk about what we're watching in front of us in like 50, 60 years time, and yeah, it'll be cool to be a part of. I saw a video earlier. I don't know if I sent it like a reel on Instagram. It was like when I was a kid, if people were showing me music from the 80s, it seems so like long ago, but now it'd be the same as if I showed like a certain person like from a song of like Soldier Boy.
Yeah,
It's
2000s.
yeah. And I was like, ugh. Well, that's gross, really, to think about, isn't it? But like, it is true, man. Like, because when you think about like the '80s, the '70s, and stuff like, because obviously we weren't there for it. It seems like such a long time ago, but it's the equivalent time to like people in the 20s listening to
Yeah,
Soldier Boy and shit. And it's like, oh man, that's the same. Because obviously we're double their age in that sense, so like it is longer for us technically, but it it just shows you how quick man fucking it could just blast through like that. Man.
it does, and then suddenly fucking like anything pre-millennia is just fucking ancient now, ain't it?
Yeah, and then
It is.
suddenly we're just a couple of dead cunts.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's end it there. Let's wrap
Yeah,
up there.
that's it.
Yeah,
It's our
let's,
last episode, thanks.
let's leave it on that. Actually, our next episode is episode 40, which is quite mad.
Gang
So
gang.
I don't know if there's going to be something around 40 or it's just going to be us just chatting shit. I'll try and maybe think of something, but if I just think, yeah, that's pointless, then, but I'll try and think of correlation between 40 and something like that. It might fill up 2 minutes, but we'll fucking see.
Yeah, man. Fuck Danny. Peace.
Yeah, fuck any piece.
Joint Thoughts Podcast with Dan and Ryan.